Today we're going to be taking a look at two new tools from CHANNELLOCK. These things are pretty awesome. They have some super awesome new features, which give us a ton of added utility in these pliers, you guys. The first one is an upgrade to their classic, and the second set of pliers is a new one. Not super new, but I really haven't seen much on it, and I can't understand why. This set of pliers is awesome. Now, I do want to let you know that today's video is brought to you by none other than Monster. I'm just kidding. But even more useful than a monster for anybody who owns a business is Markate. They help you manage the relationship you have with your customers in an extremely user-friendly way. You can send invoices, quotes, you can schedule people, you can do all kinds of things from your desktop or your phone, but it all integrates together and it's so seamless, and it's incredibly affordable. So even if you're just doing side work right now, it's worth signing up. There's a 2-week free trial in the description. Go check that out. But for now, let's go ahead and hop into it. First up, this is almost very similar to their traditional style of CHANNELLOCK with a couple upgrades. Okay, it has the push button here, which is super cool, and it allows you to pick from any of the 9 different slots. So it's super easy to customize for whatever size you need. This is the 8-inch pair of pliers. Now, a couple other things that are cool about this, you can see the designs in here, the lines, and then just underneath it says made in the USA. So they are made in America, which is awesome. We love to support American businesses, especially things that are actually manufactured in America. And all of their CHANNELLOCK stuff is, if it says made in the US. These are the 428Xs. So the X, I believe, is where the button actually comes from. And if you look at this side, the non-button side, it actually has the American flag inscribed in there, which is awesome. But one of the things I've always wanted to see from CHANNELLOCK is this adjustable button here. I believe the button is just so useful for setting your CHANNELLOCKs and then just like leaving them there. You can forget about them. They'll stay the same way the entire time. And I do believe it's easier to actually change the size of these, easier with these than it is with the tongue and groove style of plier. So definitely a big win here. And also these handles. I am not a big dipped handle fan. These are great. These have a great texture to them. All of the blue handles like this have felt wonderful so far, but they just have a lot more texture than what you expect from a traditional dipped handle. I personally just don't like that texture. I don't like that feeling for my tools. I think this has a lot more grip to it than that traditional style of dipped handles. One other portion about this is that you actually cannot pinch your fingers in there. It's set up basically so that it can't close enough at any point in time to smash your fingers. I destroy my fingers every day, so having one tool that's actually got some safety features to it is kind of nice due to probably my stupidity. Great set of pliers here. I actually just ordered the 10-inch pair with the rounder jaw to it with the directional bite. So I'm super excited to get those as well. We'll have to test those out with some of the similar pliers to that style. These new tools from CHANNELLOCK are really, I'm very interested, especially after getting these two. There's just quite a bit to look at here. Now these things here, you guys, what is in this mysterious box? And it is their wire strippers. This is a pretty sick setup that they've got here, and I've never actually gotten a hold of any of their actual pliers, like wire working pliers, like linemen's or diagonal cutters. Obviously, I've had a set of CHANNELLOCKs for forever, and in this set here now. But these things feel fantastic. But it comes with this little diagram with all this information on here, and then it also comes with a set of wires for you to test out cutting. And then there's also some screws in here for the screw cutter. So we'll go ahead and actually run through all of these tests real quick. This is the 7.5-inch pair, and we'll cover some details of them before we just get into it. Let you guys see what this looks like here. It's got a lock on this side, the red here, and if you just push that out, everything opens up nicely. There's a nice little spring to them. They do not open up extremely far, and they're definitely a smaller plier, but they seem super maneuverable. I like that the head is a thinner head up top, like a needle nose. That part of it feels absolutely great to me. That's what I look for in a wire stripper. Strips 10 through 18 solid and 12 through 20 stranded. So we'll go ahead and open this boy up here. This is pretty much all the way open at this point, and it fits in there nicely. Not an issue at all to get it to fit in there. And so we got some 12-2 here, so we'll go ahead and see what this cut's like. Obviously, it fits in there super nicely, not tight at all. So we just have to put a little bit of pressure on there, and it just snaps off. So we'll get it out here again. I wonder how stupid my face looks in the background of all these. This is going to be like 18 solid. Strips super well. This set of handles here is the same as the other handles. They're super comfortable. They're not regular dipped handles. They are so ergonomic. They've got like a little bit of squish to them. Like they're a little bit like movable, but they've got a lot of texture to them too. They're still hard, obviously. They feel great, like super great in my hand, which is important to me. Now, screws. So we just thread it in there like that, and it cuts really well. That was pretty easy, honestly, especially for how small these pliers are. And the nice thing about the threader in the cutter is that you can actually rethread your screws if they get the threads messed up, which in boxes is like the worst thing ever. All the stuff that can happen to your screws or the bracket that the screws go into, any of that stuff is always fun. So we know it cuts well. Obviously, it cuts wires just super easily. There's no issues there. Really, the difference of these comes in the form and the functionality. The blue handles, they look cool. They're made in America. Also, they really do feel great. They're super ergonomic. And what's important for me is that they have a pointy head on them, like a needle nose. That way I can actually use these double. I don't love the heads on most wire strippers, especially the cheaper ones. I definitely prefer something a little bit more heavy duty, but also not fat, like a lineman style, which a lot of combination pliers that are strippers actually have the fatter heads to them. So super glad that they made them thin. Another cool thing about this is that you can actually deburr your conduit with it up to 1 inch just by sticking it in there. You can see the lines on the edges of these. They're actually made to help deburr the inside of conduit. So that part of it's super cool as well. I like to be able to do that with a set of pliers, and so if I don't have my linemans, it's nice to know I can actually do them with these. And these are the 9/68. So if you're looking for these, I'll leave a link to it in the description, and we will do some actual testing on these here soon enough. I promise. We're getting a bunch of wire strippers together right now, so subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to learn how you can get this bag for free, you guys, head up and watch this video right here. Remember, it's all for His glory, and I'll see you guys on the next one.